Hi, welcome to my home. Since one of the comments I've made several times in the discussion forum is that I'd like to see more pictures to make the experience more personal, I thought I would do this final assignment by video. So I'm going to be talking in 4 parts in this video about what I think is the importance of task stream, the tasks that I need to accomplish before looking for a teaching position, the conceptual framework, and the professional dispositions. First, I'll be talking about TaskStream. TaskStream is an online portfolio tool where I'll be keeping track of and showcasing many of my learning achievements throughout my program of study. It's going to be useful for several things. First, it will be a means of assessment before the completion of my program. It will also be an organizational tool where I can keep track of my progress. Thirdly, it will be a means of sharing my successes as I go through the program. And finally, it will be a tool for me later on in my career when I may want to showcase my accomplishments to a prospective employer or anyone who might have occasion to want to see them. In terms of the tasks I'll need to accomplish before I start looking for a job, my situation is somewhat unique. I already have a job in a Baltimore City charter school, but because I'm coming out of the Catholic school systems for 13 years, I was never certified. So my first real task is to complete everything I need to complete for certification. Once I finish this master's program, I'll take the praxis, get fingerprinted, and complete the other necessary paperwork for certification. The most difficult part for me is going to be the student teaching component. Hopefully, they'll be able to waive it given my 14 years of experience. However, if that won't be possible, I'm hoping to work out a plan where I can work with a master teacher at my current school and work there as a means of fulfilling my student teaching requirement. Next, I'll talk about the conceptual framework and try and summarize each aspect of it briefly. First, the professional dispositions. These are the values, commitments, and ethics that will impact me as an educator. I'll say more about these in the next section of the video. The 3 aspects of the framework that address content knowledge and pedagogy, I think, can be summed up in saying that I need to know the content I'm teaching, and I need to know how to best teach that content in relation to other content, technology, and the larger world of education. Data-informed decision making. This piece tells me to use data to inform important decisions about my teaching, school improvement, and professional practice. I believe it's most important to avoid anecdotal evidence or simply rely on tradition for important decision making. Performance assessment. I'll need to know how to design meaningful assessments for my students and interpret the data in both formative and summative ways. Also, I'll need to be open to continued assessment of myself and my teaching if I expect to grow as an educator. Technology integration. This piece I'm already very good at, and I think it's critical that modern students be at home in the world of technology. And finally, field experience. We learn by doing. I'll need to be observed, as well as observe master teachers at work, so that I can grow to become the best educator I can be. Finally, I'll talk about the professional dispositions, the values, commitments, and professional ethics that will influence my behavior towards students, families, and colleagues. I'll say just a little bit about each of the 10 dispositions. High expectations. Students will rise to whatever level we expect them to. We need to set the bar high to honor their ability to be the best they can be. Respect for diversity. In the past, we used the language of tolerance when we talked about diversity, but diversity is something not to be tolerated but celebrated, As St. Paul says, we are many parts of the same body. As teachers, we need to value the many and diverse talents and perspectives that others bring to the community of learning. Fairness. As leaders in the classroom, it is our duty to ensure to the best of our ability that every person is receiving exactly what he or she needs. Professional conduct. We must be professional in all that we do, lest we risk devaluing the importance of our vocation. Reflection. Growth requires us to be reflective and approach our experiences with openness and humility so that we can become more than we currently are. Curiosity. If we expect to foster curiosity in our students, we need to be curious ourselves. Learning is a lifelong journey. We should never stop wondering about things and seeking answers to life's questions. Honesty. If we act without integrity, we risk losing the trust and respect of our students. Without that, we become ineffectual as educators. Compassion. In all that we do, we need to remember that we are companions on the same journey with our students. We gain nothing if we act unkindly toward them. Advocacy. Many of the students we teach have no one to speak for them. It is our responsibility to be vocal in actively seeking what is best for them and the community of which they are a part. Dedication. Finally, we need to be fully dedicated to our vocation to educate. If we are not fully invested in what we are doing, we risk making errors that could affect a child for the rest of their life.